10 minutes into the movie, Fast 10, we encounter the most unrealistic thing about this franchise. Okay. Towards the beginning of the movie, Fast 10, Vin Diesel is looking over memories that he's had with Brian O'Connor. And I am not a crackpot, but guys, they can't use screen grabs from earlier movies and pretend that they're actually photos that were taken of these people having good times.
It's even worse. It's worse. Yeah.
Later on, the bad guy shows footage that talks about how they've, I mean, maybe it's not the bad guy. There's a
group.
Alan
Richardson, the guy.
Yeah. The agency guy shows like footage.
It shows like, look at all the crazy stuff they've done.
I pulled up a YouTube playlist.
Crazy
Check this out. Look at this shit.
They've heisted so many times, and
anything that could be done in a car, they've done it. That's what he's basically
And
how do
the
I
whole
get this
point
footage?
of a heist,
don't worry about it.
The whole point of a heist is no one's videoing you when you do it.
So they're showing footage from the other Fast and Furious movies. No attempt to even make it look like it came from a security camera or anything. Right. Like they could have mocked up something or put even like a black and white filter on it and made it seem like, oh, this is from a dash cam or something like that.
He's just playing the trailers of the other movies.
Yes. Absolutely. I mean, there's this iconic shot of like in Fast 1 of like the two cars going towards you from the train, right? Like it's an iconic shot. It's in many of the scenes. And that shot is in the montage. And it's
wish how amazing if they had kept the verisimilitude of like, all these cars actually had dash cams back then. So you had like VHS era dash cams for the first movie, and then mini DV going up and up.
In a better franchise, they would have actually gone back and redone all that shit. Certainly, they had the money to do it. They could have cut Brie Larson from the movie and made all those like Brie Larson's paycheck could have paid for all those dash cam clips.
No, just retcon everything. Somebody in the audience had like a Sony Handycam, a mini DV Handycam in 1999. Was shooting all of this.
What's so vicious about Brie Larson?
She is one of the most talented actors of our time.
Cut her out, though.
Cut her out.
Who has absolutely nothing of value to do in this film.
What if we compromise and we keep Brie Larson, but her job in the movie is to explain how they got the footage that they got?
Well,
the God's Eye is retroactive, you see. Like it can see everything that happened in the past too.
What about the name God's Eye? Don't you understand?
Exactly. Yes.
Okay. Everything.
I'm just gonna say that whenever I see like photos from the thing that like are screen grabs from the movie, clearly screen grabs from the movie, it rips me out of the reality of the movie.
Oh yeah.
Okay, with Brian O'Connor, it's like I get it because he's no longer with us, so they can't like stage a bunch of new photos. But Jeff, the other scene that you're talking about, like where he's reviewing the footage, that's inexcusable. Like there's no reason to do it.
Inexcusable. I mean, the first one's funny. The first one's funny because it's more like Vin Diesel's wall. It's like he took
his
he's
memory
got
wall.
Still some press photos that he's remembering.
He used the Canon 5D Mark II. And took a bunch of nice photos of himself and Brian O'Connor. Yeah.
But later on, when a completely separate third party is telling you, "Hey, we've looked over all the things that they've done," and it's moving images from moments that no one was present for.
Just amazing. That whole scene is kind of bonkers too, because he's a guy in a room. There are these screens. They're not actual video screens. It looks like they're just like projections. And also, what the hell is the agency? What is it?
They have a strong AV department, though, Devindra.
They do.
Super strong.
I'm so
great
curious,
motion graphics.
Like, that whole scene felt like it reeked of like a reshoot because there's no physical space. It's it's literally the entire thing is green screens. Probably like. It's just like, we want you to go, and by the way, there's screens all around you. Like, there's screens everywhere. So just like
pretend you're in the volume, but it didn't even look as good as some volume stuff.
No, it doesn't look like the volume at all.
Nearly at all.
With the volume, there's like real life elements you interact with. Like
there's like lighting.
There's light. Yeah, exactly. There's something. But it was extremely bizarre scene. And,
the more disappointing thing about those scenes is how much of the audience probably didn't question it at all.
Oh yeah.
I will say this. It's better to do screen grabs from earlier movies than to have an extremely shitty Photoshop, which is often what happens, right?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
oh, here's us
Yeah.
when we were kids, and it like looks like I David Chen made it in 5 minutes. Like it's just like they're like, this is gonna be on screen for like 1 second. Meanwhile, as an example, like recent episode of Succession had a major thing happen on the news on ATN, and then the next episode there was a New York Times article discussing that event.
Mhm.
And if you freeze frame that article, which people have done, and you like zoom in, it's like everything is meticulously prepared as though this is like a New York Times a real life New York Times graphic. It's like that's how you do it.
That's art department, baby.
That's art department.
Mhm.
It's as opposed to let's just grab a bunch of like iconic shots from earlier movies. That was a clip from the Filmcast After Dark. To get access to the whole episode, go to patreon.com/filmpodcast. You can sign up for ad-free episodes as well as exclusive After Darks. You can find the regular podcast at thefilmcast.com. And of course, like and subscribe for more videos like this one. Thanks for watching.